guys, so this is a much requested review of the Nye Pro Palette that I showed in a haul video, I don't know, a couple of months ago or so. So there's quite a few people that were asking about it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do swatches of every single color because as you can see, there is a whole heck of a lot. But this is an amazing palette. I got this at an IMATS and I believe it was $50 there. Elsewhere, it would have been $85. And I'm talking in Canada. I'm sure in the States you can get it for like 10 cents, right? Because the difference in price really just pisses me off. But anyways, I'm sure you can get it for less in the States. But in Canada, this would sell for around $80, $85. You could probably find it at most theatrical makeup stores, suppliers, things like that. You'd have to really go online to find it yourself. I know that, you know, you can definitely find it in places that deal with theater makeup and pro makeup artists. They tend to use Nye quite a bit. So you'll just have to Google it in your area. I'm sure it's not hard to find. And you could definitely find it online. And probably for a better price, actually, now that I think about it, because you know, as us Canadians, if we order from the States, you just get a way better price because our money is on par, and sometimes they mark it up here like 20, 30, 40% more, like you're paying double sometimes. So for Canadian gals, I suggest you maybe get this online, or obviously, you know, at an IMATS if they come around next year or something. So I will show you all of the colors there. So right along here, oops, ding dong, it's the opposite. Right, oh shoot. So these are your sort of concealers, and then those are sort of your contours here. Concealers and highlighters there, contours there, and then a whole whack load of cheek cream blushes, and these are two other contours as well. They do have all the names written in the back. So, you know, if you just want to buy a single one, you obviously can. They do come in sort of like a square size. So my reason for getting it was that I was mentioning that I'm really into sort of applying foundation or, you know, your base, your face stuff, the Scott Barnes way, which is completely different and opposite of the way most people contour and highlight. Most of the times you put on your foundation, you put on your stuff, and then you do your highlight and your contouring afterwards. Whereas Scott does the complete opposite, where he puts all the contour and the highlight first and then puts on foundation and blends it all together. So for myself, I kind of thought, well, how the heck does that work? I mean, don't you move all of that stuff all around your face? And wouldn't it look muddy because you're using such dark colors in certain areas? And you know, that's what I thought, sort of intellectually, how I thought it would go, and I just didn't quite understand it. And then when I actually tried it for the first time, I don't know what it is, but it really works. It doesn't move the products all around your face. You know, can you see some of it? I kind of did it today, but I basically put a contour right here, sort of along the bridge of the nose, and on the chin. Now, a lot of people highlight the chin, but I've got like a major protruding chin, so I want to push that back. So I put, you know, the contour here, and then I put the highlight here, here, and sort of here, there. And when you look at yourself, I mean, you kind of look like, you know, sort of a patchwork doll with all of these things. And then I just take a foundation brush, like a fluffy foundation brush, and I just sort of buff it all over, and it looks fantastic. You know, my makeup is hours and hours old now, so you're not seeing it. And plus the light here is very hot. These are hot lights, and it literally is my bathroom light, as you can see. It's just a bathroom light. I don't have like a special setup or anything. And, you know, they're just vanity lights, and they are much hotter and brighter than just regular lighting, so you're not able to see it as much. But it's a really good bang for your buck. And the reason why I got this, because he obviously, this line carries a lot of face products, and a lot of it for special effects. You know, there's a whole palette for just bruises and sort of wounds and bloody things. And then he's got one that's just all foundation, all concealers. There's a whole bunch of different ones because it really is sort of a pro makeup line. And I don't need, you know, a palette full of different foundations and full of different contours and highlighters. I'm only putting makeup on my own face. So I thought that this would be sort of the best one for me. Certainly on the table I saw tons. And I really use this color here, as you can see, and this color here. Now, if I was to tell you, the top one here, that one there, whoops, is MCS01 Natural, because you can get these individually if you like. So if you have sort of my skin tone. And then the other one is MCS07 Rich Brown. So that is, there we go. Whoops. Dang it, that one there. So I use those two. I kind of mix those two together, put the contour, and then the highlight, I just use one, which is Ivory. MCH05, which is the no, not that side, this side. What the heck? There we go. That one there. So I use that, and then the rest, they're just blushes. Now, it does say on the back of it that none of these can be used on the eye, save for one color, which I'm not even sure what color that is. I didn't bother marking it down because I'm never going to use these on my eyes. I don't use colors like this on my eye. So for those of you who do use colors like this on your eyes, you can't. So if you are buying it to do multi-purpose use, it really only is good for the cheek and lips. I have used some of these colors on the lips as a stain. They are quite dry, so I don't tend to do it that often. But some colors actually look fantastic on the lip, and I have really, really dry lips, so for me it was a bit too dry, and for others maybe not so much. These are all sort of HD cream colors, and if I haven't mentioned it before, they're all cream. There is not a powder in there, so these are all cream. And they do have a bit of a silicone feel, I will say. There is that sort of slip that silicone has. There's not a tackiness like, say, the Corez cheek butters. That actually is really quite tacky when you put it on. It's kind of wet and tacky. These sort of feel like a dry silicone slip. And as you know, I don't like silicone at all. I don't use products with silicone. I don't use any primers with silicone. I don't like that feel. I don't use foundations or skincare products with silicone. The only thing that I've done, there has been a couple, but it's really only been in certain, you know, specific areas of the face, which is why this works for me, because I'm just using it right here. And when I use it right there, it doesn't feel bothersome to me. The reason why I find primers and things like that with silicone really bothersome is that you put it on your entire face and I literally feel suffocated. I can really feel that silicone, and it just feels like my skin can't breathe. And I'm claustrophobic to begin with, so that just unto itself, I just don't like the feel of it. It feels kind of like greasy and slippy and synthetic. And anyways, this isn't a video about silicone. But anyways, so yeah, you get 1.5 ounces, 42 grams, I guess. There's a heck of a lot of colors. Obviously, this will last you for an entire lifetime. I can't imagine going through all of these in my lifetime. But I'll give you just another super close shot. Again, there's some sort of neutrally peachy, rosy kind of things. You've got some reds and purples there, obviously, and those are your contours and everything. Sorry for the glare. Maybe that's a little bit better. I have used all of these along this row except for the red there, and I really haven't gone into these darker colors. I will at a certain point, but I've used that entire top row save for the lighter. Oh no, I've actually used that. There's the one concealer that I can't use as a highlight necessarily because it's too close to my shade, so you can just use that as a straight concealer, but I've used, I would say, 70% of them, and it's been a fantastic find. You know, I'm really into this palette, and if you're a makeup artist, obviously you're aware of it, and they are a fantastic deal. So what else can I tell you? I've told you the price, I've told you how much they are, where you can find it, you'll have to find it yourself. I picked these up at IMATS. Yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask, and I will try and answer the best I can. Thanks so much, guys.